What if the person you trusted online was playing you, and you never even knew it until they vanished without a trace? In the digital age, not everything is as filtered and flawless as it appears on Instagram. Lila Grayson was just 26, a radiant wellness coach from Leeds, whose feed burst with sunlight, yoga poses, and uplifting affirmations. Yet beneath those soft pastel images lay an inner world of quiet loneliness and secrets, waiting for a collision with darkness. One cold winter morning in February, Lila posted an enticing story: digital detox retreat in the Lake District. Only 10 spots. DM to apply. Her devoted followers, hungry for connection and renewal, crowded her direct messages. Payment details, secret meeting instructions, and excited whispers filled the digital space like murmurs of a modern tribe. Lila, balancing public positivity and private vulnerability, longed for genuine human connection even in the virtual realm. On the day of the retreat, March 9th, the morning dawned cold and misty. Lila was seen on CCTV at Leeds train station, hiking boots laced, duffel bag in hand, her determined smile belying hidden anxiety. Somewhere between the clamor of the train tracks and the tranquil woodlands near Windermere, she vanished without a trace. When her followers arrived at the rural meeting spot, they encountered nothing but a locked gate and an echoing void where promises once were. Detective Amir Rahman of West Yorkshire Police took charge. A methodical investigator carrying the scars of past unresolved disappearances, he sensed that nothing about Lila's retreat was mere coincidence. His investigation unearthed curious digital breadcrumb emails from a nearly identical second persona and burner accounts that mimicked her every nuance. It became chillingly evident. Someone was not merely impersonating her, but orchestrating an elaborate trap. For weeks, Lila unknowingly led a double life. The digital connection she had nurtured felt warm and authentic until subtle discrepancies appeared in her messages, phrases that were too polished, and emojis that missed her familiar spark. Then came an irresistible collaboration offer. Co-host a transformative event with our global brand. The opportunity, complete with a slick mock contract and striking graphics from an unfamiliar email address, lured her further into the trap. Seeking validation and connection, she followed the lead, unknowingly setting the stage for her disappearance. The breakthrough arrived when hikers in a misty woodland near Windermere discovered remnants of Lila's discarded yoga mat, a personal journal filled with hopeful scribbles, and a bag marked with her name. There was no explanation for her vanishing. No phone signals, no financial footprints, just silent, haunting clues that wove a tangled web of digital deceit. As Detective Rahman dug deeper through manipulated data and conflicting testimonies, a chilling pattern emerged. The impersonator, capable of mimicking every detail of Lila's digital persona, had been targeting multiple small influencers, exploiting trust for an agenda yet unknown. Lila's disappearance was not an isolated incident, but part of a larger, meticulously orchestrated digital heist, leaving behind only fragile, manipulated pixels. In a world where every like, comment, and direct message builds our sense of community, how well do we truly know the person behind the screen? Lila trusted her digital followers, and in return, became the first victim in a sinister game of deception. Her retreat was never about wellness, rather. It served as bait in an elaborate trap where trust was the currency. And although the case remains unsolved, every manipulated post and digital breadcrumb serves as a stark reminder: even behind perfect filters, darkness can reside. Imagine the haunting strains of a lone piano and the rustle of mist in ancient woodlands as you ponder these questions. What would you do if a stranger's carefully curated digital facade turned out to be a mask hiding a plot so devious you could never have imagined? In this modern age of constant connection, trust might just be the most expensive price of all. What if your phone's screen suddenly revealed a secret life you never lived, one that mirrors every post, every moment, every secret? Isabella Marinizzi, to her friends, is a 24-year-old barista and photography student in Austin, Texas. Her Instagram is a mosaic of candid snapshots. The morning steam rising from coffee cups at the Third Cup Cafe, vibrant murals in quirky alleys, and fleeting moments of everyday beauty. With a steadily growing local following, Izzy never imagined that sharing her life could turn into a digital nightmare. One brisk February morning, Izzy noticed something off. A new Instagram account appeared seemingly out of nowhere, bearing the handle @IzzyMirror. At first, it seemed like a fan page. But then the peculiarities began. Posts went live mere seconds after Izzy's originals with identical filters, captions, and even geotags. Yeah, sometimes the mirrored feed featured photos she had never shared. A side-angle shot taken from across the street, a candid frame capturing her reflection in a window, even an image of her in a moment of private vulnerability. At first, she dismissed it as a bot or an automated reposting glitch, but the account wasn't satisfied with simply echoing her public life. It started following her friends, her roommate, even her little sister. The digital mimicry became invasive, chillingly precise. Then came the day that shattered her sense of safety. After returning home one evening, Izzy found her roommate, Mia, huddled by the kitchen table. There, beneath layers of duct tape, was a small smartphone with a live stream app running a hidden camera clearly planted to record every moment of their shared space. The discovery was as shocking as it was intimate. Within minutes, the police were called. Detective Carla Wynn, leader of the Digital Crimes Unit and known for her no-nonsense approach, arrived on the scene. With decades of experience in navigating the murky world of online stalking and cyber intrusions, she quickly began piecing together the digital puzzle. Carla's keen eye for details led her to examine the metadata of every post, every timestamp, and every stray pixel. With the help of forensic specialists, she discovered that the hidden camera devices weren't random. They were state-of-the-art, Wi-Fi enabled, mini cam small enough to be concealed behind a bookshelf, planted inside a cleverly hollowed-out candle, even tucked into an old decorative vent cover. Every device pointed to the same single IP address, a local address linked to the Third Cup Cafe, the very workplace where Izzy served coffee with a smile. As Detective Nguyen dug deeper, a pattern emerged. The same meticulous digital mimicry that haunted Izzy's Instagram was manifesting in the physical world. The stalker wasn't content to simply replicate her online persona. He was methodically mapping out every detail of her life, intruding into her home, and following her even when the cameras were off. It turned out that the culprit was a coworker, quiet, unassuming, and always lingering after closing time. He had managed to copy her key, slip into the apartment undetected, and install his covert surveillance system over several months. His twisted obsession was fueled by a dangerous desire to control and possess every aspect of her life. Every post Izzy shared became a meticulously replayed ritual in his hidden domain, every digital breadcrumb an opportunity to tighten his grip. The investigation revealed unsettling details: unauthorized logins into her social media accounts, subtle alterations in her online interactions, and even taunting direct messages that hinted at his control. Detective Nguyen, with her steady determination and protective instinct for vulnerable young women, tracked down the culprit using a combination of digital forensics and old-fashioned police work. His arrest sent shockwaves through the local community, a stark reminder that even those who seem ordinary can harbor deadly obsessions. In the aftermath, Izzy found herself grappling with the reality that in our hyper-connected world, privacy is a fragile illusion. The Mirror account has since been shut down, and all the hidden devices have been collected as evidence, but the digital scars remain. The chilling lesson echoing through every dimly lit street of Austin is clear. Every geotag, every candid post, and every shared moment can inadvertently serve as a trail for those with sinister intent. Before you snap your next photo or share another piece of your life online, ask yourself, who is watching and what might they be collecting? Because in a world where every post creates a digital breadcrumb, what you share may very well be the map to your own life. Trust, once broken, leaves a mark that no filter can erase. What if the click of a block button lit the spark for a night of real-world chaos where digital hate transforms into blazing violence? Tomás Vieira, 29, lived a life wrapped in the glamour of Lisbon's urban rhythm. By day, a fashion boutique assistant. By night, a part-time Instagram model capturing the city's soul with every snap. His feed radiated charm, vintage street shots, candid cafe portraits, and the magnetic glow of Lisbon's neon nights. Yet behind every perfectly curated post lay the danger of digital grudges. It began with a few scathing comments on his photo insults tainted with venom, claims that he was nothing more than a shallow poser. The taunts intensified. "You're a fraud. Hide your ugly smile." Enough to push him to click that fateful block button on a troll account. But the block was only the start of the inferno. In the quiet pre-dawn hours, just after midnight, the tranquility of his apartment building's parking garage shattered. The harsh sound of shattering glass and the roar of a Molotov cocktail plunging into darkness exploded into flames. The fiery burst lit up the cold, cobblestone streets of Lisbon, reflecting off ancient walls and painting the night with wild, chaotic light. Emergency sirens wailed in the distance as terrified residents scrambled for safety. 2 days later, another influencer, someone else who had blocked the same toxic account, woke to find her apartment complex scarred by fire. The burning embers flickered ominously against the backdrop of Lisbon's trendy urban neighborhoods, now a canvas for fear and retribution. Inspector Ana Rocha, 45 and a seasoned veteran of the cybercrime division, quickly took charge. Known for her analytical mind and steely resolve, she dove into the digital underbelly of this case. In her cluttered office, lit by the glow of multiple screens and scattered printouts, she pieced together an intricate network of online vitriol and real-world malice. Every comment, every timestamp was a breadcrumb. Through painstaking forensic work, she traced the origin of the troll's harassing message as a series of sock puppet accounts, all pointing to one unnerving reality. Deep in Lisbon's labyrinth of narrow alleys and hidden courtyards, investigators discovered that the digital tormentor was not an abstract hacker, but a real person. A 33-year-old man with a record riddled with arson and violent outbursts. This ex-nightclub bouncer had harbored an obsessive grudge against influencers, convinced they deserved public humiliation. His twisted mission: to bait them into a false sense of control by inciting them with hateful words, then exacting a physical, incendiary revenge when his curated targets hit the block button. As Inspector Rocha followed the digital trail, time grew critical. New clues suggested that another influencer, perhaps even someone who hadn't yet dared to block the tormentor, might soon be targeted. The inspector could almost feel the city's pulse quickening with every racing minute. In a tense late-night stakeout near a bustling Lisbon cafe, where the scent of roasted coffee beans mingled with the acrid tang of smoke from recent fires, she prepared for what might be the next strike. The breakthrough came when a covert raid at the Third Cup Cafe uncovered startling evidence. Hidden within the back office was a ledger filled with digital nicknames, dates marked with ominous notes like "trigger" and "burn," and burner phones connected to the network of sock puppet accounts. The interconnected digital web was precisely a map of grudges, each entry a warning of the next potential target. In a climactic confrontation at the heart of an abandoned industrial district, the perpetrator was finally cornered. Under the glare of streetlights and the echo of distant sirens, Tomás, still reeling from the terror of that fiery night, watched as Inspector Rocha detailed his crimes. His calm, measured tone cut through the chaos. This case proves that online hate is never confined to the digital realm. When you block someone, you might think you're severing ties, but for some, it only fuels the fire. Today, Tomas lives with the scars of that night, both in his memories and on his social feeds, a sobering reminder that in the digital age, every comment, every block, can set off a chain reaction of violence. And as Lisbon's streets slowly heal from the blaze, communities remain ever vigilant, their eyes now more alert to the hidden dangers lurking behind every screen. Before you hit post or press block, ask yourself, when digital flames ignite, will you be safe in the shadows? Or will you be caught in the crossfire of a revenge that burns far beyond the keyboard?
Like, subscribe, and comment.